Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for December the 17th, 2022. That's right, just one more shopping week till Christmas, well, till Christmas Eve anyways. And you're still finding time to spend some time with me. So let's spend our time together. We actually have quite a bit to get through this week, so probably don't want to delay too much. Things to say. Well, so today we're going to look at a lot of pins, some Christmas, couple not, well, I think just like one not, and a thing that goes with that. And of course, we do finally have our tardy Mickey Mouse, the main attraction Jungle Cruise ears. We'll look at those last because they're the biggest thing. Now, some of today's things we got in Disneyland while we were on our trip there recently, and some things are from like Shop Disney and D23. So it's not like any one place it all came from. And and one thing, they did finally announce, and I'm shocked, they announced that this coming week, Wednesday I believe, the 21st, they're releasing the final part of Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, the grand finale fireworks. And we can finally put this series to bed. So I really did not believe they would get them released before the end of the year. But legitimately, those may arrive. Those may arrive by like New Year's weekend. Maybe, fingers crossed, we can finish off this year by finishing off that collection. And I don't think they've announced yet what the next collection will be, if any. So that's fine. I mean, honestly, I am not someone who needs another collection right now. I'm just not in the place for it. Unless it's something really good. Like if you give me like 12 months of the Haunted Mansion, pretty much Haunted Mansion anything, I would probably be there. But if it's another Disney Wisdom or Stitch Crashes or Princess Castles, I'm good on sitting it out for a year. But yeah, that's I think that's all I have to say as far as things not directly related to today's video. So let's go down there, because like basically everything except for those ears is small stuff. So let's go down there and look at our first item, one of only two things that is not a pin. And I think it's the thing that we actually received first. I think we actually may have received this before we went on our Disneyland trip, and that is the Snow White 85th anniversary key. Now, I want you to notice something on this. It's not in a box. Now, this was not a giveaway. There was no $25 you get this for free thing, because Disney doesn't roll like that anymore. Or Shop Disney doesn't. Maybe Disneyland does, but Shop Disney certainly doesn't. But yeah, this came in just a little plastic bag. Wait, there's the opening. And yeah, no boxes. So if you're like an old school Disney Store key collector, this is one you can hang up on your little your keyboard. And if you're somebody who prefers the boxes, well, you're not getting a box this time. The Holiday Star Wars keys, they came in a box, but not this. Yep, here is our Snow White 85th anniversary key. Card's got a little creasing in it from the way it was shipped. Nothing important inside other than that this is not a toy. It's a decorative item only, so don't try to unlock doors with it. And it's very flowery. We have kind of a retro looking Snow White there. And then above the teeth, or I guess below the teeth, depending on how you want to look at it. But given that it's right side up this way, I'm going to say above the teeth, it says just one bite. In a very menacing way. In a very nice font, but still very menacing. Yeah, it's nice. It is your standard key. They've really trickled to an absolute just crawl this year on these things. And you know what? I'm fine with that. As somebody who was admittedly there hours early before the release of that original Mickey Mouse key for his 90th birthday back during the Mickey Mouse Main Attraction stuff, I can say that I'm a little burnt out on the keys. I haven't been doing the blind box ones anymore. And I think a lot of it comes down to not being able to get them in the store. Getting them through Shop Disney just isn't the same as getting them in the store. So why have I picked this one non-pin thing to start off the video with? Well, because it relates to our next item, this box. And in this box is, well, in this plastic wrapper is a sleeve. And in the sleeve, if I can get it out of the plastic wrapper, there is Is it right set up? I'm sure it's upside down, right? Because that's just the way, yeah, it's the way I roll. Is the Snow White 85th Anniversary Limited Edition pin set. I get 4 pins. Does it say how much? I don't remember how much it was. But it is a limited edition of 2050, presumably for the, I guess, the year it comes out in some alternate dimension. Yep, 2050, and get 4 pins. You got Snow White singing at the well. You got Snow White with the prince at the very end. You've got Snow White with the woodsman or huntsman. It's huntsman, isn't it? And Snow White with the old crone and the apple. So basically, everything you need, except, of course, for any dwarves, because it's called Snow White and the 7 dwarves, none of which appear in this pin set. So it's a very nice pin set. I like the art style. It does evoke the kind of classic art style of the animated film. They're not like, there's nothing, no movement. I think we don't have any pin on pin here. It's all just single layer, nice gold outlines, but fairly basic pins, but the box is nice and they are limited edition. Just 2,050 of these sets in existence, and we have one of them here in the void space. And isn't that nice? But that does finish off non-Christmas items. So we need to move on now. We'll, I think, start with the biggest one of the Christmas things, which is this rather chunky pin here. It's a Disney pins. This actually did come from the park. This, I think, may have actually been released while we were there, because I want to say it wasn't in World of Disney one day and then it was the next. I think it's where we picked up was World of Disney. And this one was $34.99. It's got the Disney Parks label on it. So yeah, we did pick it up there, not from Shop Disney, although they may have it on Shop Disney or have had it on Shop Disney. And again, it's one I'm not going to take out of the box. I'm going to leave it in there because I don't feel like there's any way to take this out without potentially severely damaging the box, so we're just not going to. But we do have Mickey and Friends in that sort of, that like new kind of pseudo-retro style they've been using a lot of lately, which I do quite like, with just a mountain of appear to be gift-wrapped trees on top of stacks of presents with a little snow globe in the center. Almost kind of like, to me, it makes me think of It's a Small World. I know it looks nothing like It's a Small World. It's not the shape of It's a Small World, just something about the formatting of the pin makes you think of Small World. And I want to say this is actually, I'd have to look back at the video of it. I'm pretty sure I videoed this stuff. It's in the Downtown Disney video. But I'm pretty sure in the World of Disney windows, this is kind of how they were all presented. Because I know Donald was with a knotted up ball of lights. But I don't remember what the other ones. Yeah, it's nice. It's a big, chunky pin. I have no idea how many pin backs it has because I'm not going to open it and take it out. So we will never know how many pin backs it has. But this is a limited release, right? Is this limited release? It doesn't say on it, so I guess maybe it isn't. I thought this was a limited release, but I guess maybe it's not. But I mean, it's a holiday pin, so I mean, I suppose it sort of is. But it's very nice, and it is quite heavy. So now let's go a little bit smaller with I think I'll show our smallest item, which is another pin. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special Limited Release pin. Maybe this is what I was thinking of when I was thinking limited release on that last pin. And as you can see, they put a label in front of the sticker, or in front of the pin rather, so I haven't actually looked at it yet myself. It did, unfortunately, they sent it in a padded mailer all by itself, so the card is pretty severely creased, unfortunately. This one did come from Shop Disney. And yeah, the card is pretty badly creased up, at least on the back. Single pin back, as with Marvel, it is not a Mickey back. And let's look at the front. And there we go. It's the Guardians logo, all done up in fairy lights. I did actually quite enjoy the holiday special. I wish they would release the soundtrack on a CD. I guess they have it on vinyl, but I would like a CD, not an MP3, because I can make an MP3 out of a CD. Not on vinyl, although it would be kind of cool to have on vinyl. But I would like something I could, easily put onto my CD shelf with my other holiday CDs. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. It's just the Guardians logo with fairy lights, very glittery fairy lights. I don't know how well you can see that with out total glare or losing the light entirely, but there it is. And of course, this ties in nicely to the Guardians of the Toy Factory Adventure series, which we are now going to be entering our last week of, unfortunately. But I've been enjoying the heck out of that. Not so much the mini builds, but the minifigures have been good. Still hoping for a Kevin Bacon minifigure. Not holding my breath, but I'm still hoping that day 24 is Kevin Bacon. But we'll see. We've got a few more days to go on that, and there's got to be at least another one or two minifigure in there. We had a lot like for the first half, and then it just, we haven't had any for a few days. So fingers crossed. Yeah, nice pin, pretty straightforward, and I was surprised there wasn't more like tie-in merchandise to the holiday special at Disneyland, but then again, there also wasn't like really any merchandise for Strange Worlds, and that had like just come out, and they had like one display of merchandise for it and one like little photo op thing in Tomorrowland. That was it. So I don't feel Disney supporting that movie very well. So moving from one thing that Disney purchased to another, this is an item we picked up in Disneyland, or while we were at Disneyland, I guess we picked it up at World of Disney. So in downtown Disney, we picked it up, and that is this, the 30th anniversary Muppets A Christmas Carol Disney pin limited release. And Muppet Christmas Carol, one of the nice things about Muppets Christmas Carol is Michael Caine absolutely plays the role straight. He's in a serious production of Christmas Carol. He's like the perfect straight man that he never breaks. He never acknowledges he's talking to Muppets or what the Muppets are doing. He plays it straight, and it really makes it a much better version of Christmas Carol than it has any right being. And on Disney Plus now, they finally replaced the missing song. The Love Is Gone, I think is what it was called. Unfortunately, having watched the movie on Disney Plus, I didn't realize they didn't replace it as the default. The default version of the movie still has that awkward cut where the song is supposed to be. You have to go under extras, and there you can watch the full uncut movie. Would have been nice if there was like a little thing that popped up saying, hey, do you want to watch the uncut version of the film? Before I, get halfway through it to find out the scene's still not there. But still, I mean, it's still a good movie even without that scene, but it must have really stunk for the actors. You have like 3 lines and a song, and the song gets cut. Anyways, I'm rambling. Yep, there's our Muppet Christmas Carol Disney pin we picked up down at Downtown Disney. We have all of the main cast, except, of course, for Scrooge himself. We've got Gonzo, we've got Piggy, we've got Kermit, and was it Robin, right? Robin was Tiny Tim, and Rizzo. Another thing about that movie is it really does remind me how much more I like Rizzo than Pepe. I know there are people out there who are absolutely in the Pepe camp, but Rizzo's nice. I think nicer than Pepe, because Rizzo legitimately seems, at least in this, legitimately seems to have moments of feeling and empathy that I don't think Pepe's capable of. I think Pepe's maybe a little bit of a psychopath. Rizzo was a much more empathetic character, even if maybe his voice actor wasn't. Now, this is not the only Muppets Christmas Carol pin that we do have to look at today, because while this is the only one we picked up from Disneyland, there were 2 others released from D23, and we actually, I think, had ordered these ones first before we went on our trip, and they arrived after we came back, because they're D23 and things tend to take a while from them. And that is 2 more, LE 1500 each. We have Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim, and then we have our narrators of Gonzo and Rizzo, which also, I like the way they use them as narrators. But these are for D23 pins. They are very much of a different style than the limited release pin, and but very nice. Different art style, but I feel almost maybe a little bit more faithful to the Muppets themselves. And these are double pin backs, so they are also quite heavy. They're only single layer. I mean, this is a pin on pin, but I feel like these are still maybe a little heavier. Maybe about, no, I think this is heavier. I don't know. I could go get a scale, but I'm not going to be that picky. But they're very nice. I've never, been like a big collector of, well, really Muppet stuff in general, other than I would absolutely, if they re-release them, I would buy those Statler and Waldorf figures they used to make. But, yeah, these are our Muppet pins. Very nice. I like the artwork. They're straightforward, but nicely done. Again, no Michael Caine. So I'm guessing that's probably a licensing thing. Now, we do have one more pin, and it is one we picked up while in Disneyland. It wasn't a video. If you watched the Downtown Disney video where I went into the Fantasia store, it was there, and that is the Disneyland Hotel pin, which is another limited edition. They had a Grand Californian pin as well, so I'm assuming if we'd have made our way over to the Paradise Pier, still called Paradise Pier Hotel, they probably had a pin over there too. So I honestly didn't think about it until we were already back. But I wonder what pin they would have had. We didn't pick up the Grand Californian one, which was, I think, Jack and Sally. That's in the Grand Californian video. We did pick up this one, which is, of course you can tell from the crown, is going to be Aurora and Maleficent. Yep. It's nice, limited edition, nice little spinner pin. Although, of course, if you're wearing it, that's not going to work. Can I hold it straight so we can... Nope, no I can't. There we go. Get a little spinner action there. Yeah. Nope, I ruined it. But yeah, that's, we picked that one up. Do I regret not picking up the Grand Californian one? Maybe a little, but not enough that I'm going to worry about it. Actually, I do... I mean, the Paradise Pier Hotel is just so far out of the way. It really is. But I do kind of wish we'd gone over there, well, one, to look at it, because we stayed there for like one night 10 years ago. But I don't recall really looking at it all that much. And I know it's in the middle of, I guess, being changed over to a Pixar-themed thing, and that might have been fun to look at, but, maybe another 10 years when we go back, we'll go check that out, too. Maybe we'll even be done with its Pixar changeover by then. All right, so we're done with the pins, we're done with the keys, we're done with anything Christmassy. We just have the one last thing, and that is the Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, the Jungle Cruise ears, which the collection's not one I was particularly crazy about. I was disappointed in the plush. The pin was nice, but the pins are always nice. The key actually had some unique stuff to it with the way they did the water and stuff on it, but overall, not super impressed with the... oh wow, this got really mangled in shipping. This came in a poly bag, so not a box. So that card is... Oh, that's really bad. That's a horrible... This is, I think, the only set of ears we've received that has the card damaged. I mean, it's not a humongous deal, but it's annoying. So yeah, here are our Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, the Jungle Cruise ears. Again, we've got a hat mounted on the top. It does nicely not try to fit around the ears. The brim has kind of lopsided. Is that intentional? It's either very badly sewn or that is intentional. The brim could be finessed a bit. The ears in this one are done in like a faux leather. That's actually kind of a nice look. Remember looking at the pictures on this, we weren't sure what this was supposed to be. And looking at it now, I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's the python. I think its eye is right there. Pretty sure that's the python from the tree. And then, much like the plush, we have dangly bits for no apparent reason. We have a very, very 80s charm necklace-looking pineapple and a fake tooth. Over here, and of course, that is the life preserver. Other side, we have the steering wheel and a bird, sort of like the bird on the plush. No piranha, no cauliflower with a house in it. Backside, Walt Disney World 50th. On here, Jungle Cruise. That's nicely done. I like the way they've done that. And the fabric here is kind of a canvasy feeling fabric, which is nice. It would have been nice if they used maybe more of that on Mickey. The pinching issue around the ears is not bad at all with the fabric. Same sort of grippy, velvety inside. But I'm really disappointed in that card being quite badly made, because we can flatten that out, but that crease, I I know there are ways of doing that. I've seen people do it with comic books where they've taken the creases out of the pages. So I know it's a thing you can do. It's just not a thing necessarily that I can do. Interesting on the hat here, the elements on the side here actually feel like they are metal, not plastic. Can we get something that makes a good tapping sound here? See, it sounds like metal to me. Feels like metal to me too. I guess it could be plastic, but feels of metal. They're fairly nicely done. This feels like it's a potential to get pulled out because it just feels like it's glued in under this. I wonder if it's stitched in under there as well as having this or if it's just this holding it in place. But I don't know, it's not the worst ears, but it's certainly not the best. It's a middle of the packer to be sure. But it is complete now. We do have everything we wanted from part 11. Just leaves part 12 coming out in just a few days. So hopefully for like New Year's weekend, we can look at the very last. We can finish off the year with the grand finale fireworks, which I can think of nothing more appropriate. That's all the new things. So I guess let's go back up to do an outro. And there we have it. This week's assortment of Disney knickknacks. Lots of pins, a key, and a fairly tardy set of ears. But ones that mark near the end of that journey. And of course, don't forget also, we are 1 week away from the end of our Advent adventure journey as well. So I hope you're watching that and enjoying that. But that will wrap up this video. We're going to go back to, still Disney stuff, but Disneyland stuff, and less Disney here stuff for, like till next week, I guess. Next week we'll be back here for Weekend Magic. Well, no, of course, every day we still have our Advent calendars, which are technically both Disney, being Star Wars and Marvel. So I guess I'm just talking absolute nonsense here. So just know we're not going to go away from Disney. It's all Disney all the time on Void of Intelligence for at least the next week. So I hope you're enjoying that, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, go ahead and like and subscribe, and get your Christmas shopping done if you celebrate Christmas, and get your end of December shopping done if you don't celebrate Christmas, but you still buy people gifts just to be a nice and kind person. And of course, do it safely. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, where I will probably open some Advent calendar stuff.